It was really fun. I'm glad you're here.
It was fun, and I loved our little shopping, going to the little shops and doing the cool things with the, I love your sweater. I wish I had my jacket on, my butter leather jacket.
Amazing.
Bargain.
We did. Even though it was raining, we did all the things. I feel very accomplished with the trip.
What else didn't we do? Come on now. We didn't make content.
Oh my God, we didn't make TikToks.
We didn't make TikToks.
Oh, wow.
Totally fine. We never end up doing it. Hi, Julie.
Hello.
We're back home. Well, I'm back home.
I'm still home.
It was a whirlwind trip, I must say.
It was a whirlwind. I feel like I'm still, yesterday I was so tired still.
Yeah. I think the issue that made it not the norm was the weather, which is, I realized how much LA is dependent on that sunshine, because I didn't even feel like I was in LA. And I also wasn't even inspired. Like the times where you were doing stuff, I wasn't even like, oh, when am I going to go for a run in the rain? Like I just didn't feel like having that kind of, I don't know, experience. So I ended up working a lot in my nice hotel, which was fine. And I got a lot done. I like to be productive.
I know you like to be productive.
And then we did a lot of things together, which was, Friendsgiving-y, which was fun.
I know. It is so weird and it usually, the thing with the rain, because when you came this weekend, it rained every single day. The first day you got here, it didn't rain. So we're like, we need to go maximize outdoor time. And then every day after it was raining, which
crazy.
Is so unusual. Usually in LA, it's like it rains a day, but to have back to back rain like that, and not just like misty rain, it was like torrential downpour,
pouring rain. Yeah,
I know.
Crazy.
It was coming down in buckets. Crazy.
I'm so glad I captured that scene at your party, and we'll talk about it. But when the rain was pouring and you had that tent out there and everybody was under it and it was just coming off the tent, and I'm glad I videoed it, because I took a picture first and I'm like, this is not capturing like the extent.
I know.
Yeah,
it was wild.
It was wild. It was wild. But
we made it work, and it was really fun.
Yeah, we did things. We did stuff.
I figured we could talk about Friendsgiving and all those things because, and I feel like it sounds so like community building. Like I feel like we're a PBS talk show, but
it's relevant. This is when I say social media meets real life. Like I think of social media as real life, and now this is more proof that we both like community building in real life too.
Yes.
So, I mean, maybe more so, but I think I enjoy it a lot on digitally. I really do.
You enjoy digital community building, and I think I enjoy more in-person community building, because for context, we hosted our first, I would say like official Friendsgiving, in the sense that like we invited over people that we've met in the last 3 years in LA and have become friends with. And we ended up having 20 people, which
I didn't even know you had 20 friends.
Exactly. And I think what's been so, why it was almost like maybe a turning point for Steven and I, is like, we had our two friends, Shannon and Jared, they just moved out of LA and we were hanging out with them a lot. And when they moved, we were really sad, because we're like, oh my God, like our only friends, they're gone. We have nobody to hang out with. And I mean, maybe that's just like a testament to the friendship we built with them. But on the other hand, we were just like, we have nobody to hang out with. And then we had Friendsgiving, and we had 20 people come, and like many people who also couldn't come. So it could have been up to like 30 or 40 people if everyone was available.
Yeah.
And I think
we did good.
I know we did good. I think we came away very proud of like, I don't know.
And building a tribe out there, which is really nice.
And I think the thing that made me happy about it wasn't just all people from comedy. Like, yes, a lot of them I've met through comedy, but through comedy have built meaningful friendships that have led me to meet people who aren't in comedy, and then it's like such a weird circle, but it's how you have to make friendships as an adult.
All right. Well, I have two things to say about this, but before I do, I want to make sure we contextualize Friendsgiving, because believe it or not, after we had the party, and somehow Nicola and I were texting, and I was saying, oh, and I was at Julie's for Friendsgiving, and she thought I said Thanksgiving because she never even heard of Friendsgiving. So then I started explaining to her the history of Friendsgiving. So for people that don't know, this is the pre-Thanksgiving when you hang out with your chosen family, which are your friends, versus the family that you've been given.
Born into.
Which is kind of funny. But I've never hosted a Friendsgiving.
This is my third Friendsgiving. Our third friend. I've hosted 3 Friendsgiving. Steve and I have hosted 2 together, and I hosted 1 in college my senior year.
I remember that.
Roommates. And that was another one where we had 20 people show up, and I made a 20-pound turkey as a senior in college. And just, I think I love having the little Friendsgiving because
there's also no pressure for gifts. So
no pressure for gifts
out of the equation, which that's what I like about Thanksgiving in general as a holiday, is like you don't have that added pressure. You could just really enjoy the time, really enjoy the cooking. It's like the only focus is really making the meal and making it, some traditional things. So maybe I wish it was there before, although it would have always been double the work for me because I've been hosting the Friendsgiving and then the Thanksgiving, and that's a lot. I always ended up hosting Thanksgiving a lot, but I don't anymore. So now it's like eased up.
Yeah, I think what we were the thing we were kind of talking about with the Friendsgiving is like 20 people showed up to our house. They were under no obligation. Like they just wanted to be there. And that's the difference between like almost like maybe a family Thanksgiving versus a friend Thanksgiving is a lot of the family holidays, not in a negative way, but you feel more obligated to spend it with family because that's how it is. But a Friendsgiving is more about, oh, I want to be there and I want to spend time with these people. And it was just, I think it was really nice I feel like every night after the Friendsgiving, like the night of Friendsgiving afterwards and the next night, Steve and I were just like, oh, we're so proud of ourselves. Like we really like have a community here. And I feel like it's like a nice feeling.
It is because you haven't been there that long.
Because we've been here 3
and I know
years.
A lot of people that move to cities and never really make friends. They don't put themselves out there to make friends.
Yeah.
So here's what I really loved. What I loved is that your friends were not just like, I didn't feel like that much of an outsider because your friends are such a varied group in terms of age, like it's just a diverse group of people from lots of different walks of life, different places, and also different ages. So it was super fun. And I really think we should probably have them on the podcast, but to have that mother and daughter there, that the mom is the one that you're friends with from comedy. And then you just met her daughter who's your age.
Yeah.
You just met her at the party.
Yeah.
For the first time, right?
Yeah.
That was cool. And I loved that I was talking to them and it was a mother and daughter thing that has a similar relationship to us. And I was like, oh, I see what people get about us now. It was nice to see that on the outside. That was fun.
Yes, I agree.
That was fun. Of course, and her boyfriend was in production. So that was totally great for me. I got to have like some production fix talk and that was fun. He was awesome.
Yeah, I think the fun part about doing comedy, and I don't know, like, yeah, I feel like this is more comedy related because the friends I've made who are older are through comedy. But I think I just like value my friendship with like the older women that I've met out here. Like, aww. I don't know. It's just like, so like one of my friends, Liz, is like, it's because you're close with your mom. You're like looking for other people that like remind you of that here. And I agree with that. And I also I've always been like an older soul and like a more mellow person. So it makes sense. But no, I loved having I love spending time with the ladies. Like, I don't know what it is. It's the best. It's like, I think what it is it's always been easy. Oh, okay. This is what it is.
Wait. Oh, I want to say something.
Oh, no, you go first. It's okay.
Because I think it's like, not like you're hanging out with me and my friends. So they are like my age group, but they are still your friends.
Yes.
So it's there's a differential of you hanging out with my friends and coming to the dance parties and coming upstairs with my ladies. Those are my ladies. But now these ladies are your ladies. And you have a way of relating to them. I didn't feel like I was infiltrating the ladies, I still feel like they're your friends. And I don't think now I'm going to be in touch with them because they're my age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're still
Yeah.
your friends. And
Yeah.
just like here on the East Coast, like just like I have young people friends.
I know.
And because I like to hang out with Megan and I like to hang out with Alicia. I attract to younger people here, maybe looking for you here in a weird way. But it's not, I don't feel that now you have to come and be friends with them. I can't even imagine you hanging out with Megan. She's my friend, you know? Just like I'm not going to hang out with Liz or Brianne or anything, you know? They're your friends.
Yeah. So
I like that so much.
Yeah. It's just, it's so fun. It was, I do like having a mix. Like I like that it was such a mix of people. It wasn't just like one type of person, and then it makes it. And I also think our goal, I think for 2026 is to be like, you know, the realization that like our friends Shannon and Jared moved and feeling like we don't have friends. It's like, no, we have friends. We just have to be the ones to initiate. Like, we have to start initiating, and then other people, like then it'll ideally
those people initiate.
Exactly. But it's like,
yeah.
I think our goal is for 2026 is to really be like intentional with like making sure we're hanging out with people and making sure that we're spending time with the people who are here.
Good.
So it's nice. And
oh my gosh, I had a Julie insight just now. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Sometimes you get really good insights about things. My insight is that you're a grown-up and you're an adult when you stop thinking that it has to be a homogenous group like the college people or the work people or the like it can all be there can just be friends from all walks of life that can still come together. Whereas when you're younger, you're not going to like suddenly let someone in. If someone visits from, even when you're at college, if you had somebody visiting, that person would still be the outsider. That person, as much as you would welcome them in, I'm going to make it up. Like, let's say Olivia comes to visit you at college. Of course, they're going to embrace her. Everything's going to be great. But she's not part of the Michigan crew. So, for example, now your friends are connected in all these different ways. It becomes a wider matrix and a net. And then it's still a tight net. Like now I really got to know Kat and Omkar. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Yes. I really got to know them. I spent like half an hour just talking to the two of them. So I feel like I know them really well. And I knew her almost better than you because you had just met her that night. So then now you've gotten to know her. But it was funny because I was like, oh my gosh, do you know that Julie and this and that? And she's like, no, I don't even know. I just met her tonight. And I was like, what? So that was really kind of cool. Anyway, but I liked it because at first I was thinking, am I going to be an outsider at this party because I'm not part of your LA crew? But I know that that's not who I am. Like I will figure out who to chat with, and I'm not uncomfortable in those situations. But I wasn't sure if it was going to be like maybe I should leave at a certain point. You know,
I know at one point you're like, I'm going to leave. I'm so tired, and then 2 hours later you were like still chatting and yapping. You're like, I want a Diet Coke.
I'm ready to go. Let's go. Bring me some caffeine so I can make it to the end.
No.
But it was because I was at that workshop from I think 9:30 in the morning. So I'd be up early, travel to the workshop, and then I had to be on my game, and I had to be adrenaline was going for hours. And then when I left there, I was like, whomp, and I just so it was tough to pick up. Yeah, it was tough, but it was fine. It worked out well. I'm glad I got my second wind and I stayed till the end.
No, I'm glad you did too, because I feel like for my birthday, the ladies left earlier and like the comedy guys stayed later. So it was nice that this almost was like the reverse, where like all the younger people left earlier and the older people stayed later, which was kind of nice.
That
it
was
like
funny.
a reversal of what happened on my birthday, but it was nice because then it's like you get to spend time in I texted Brian just to like thank her for coming. She's like, sorry, we stayed so late. I was like, no, you don't need to apologize. We were all having fun. It was a good time.
It was great.
I think if the rain really made it stressful for us because we have a patio and outdoor space, and that's like the area that works for hosting for us, because it's just like it's a really easy spot for everyone to gather, and it's not like
you
segmented.
guys were stressed.
Well, because we've hosted before and we always have the patio, and that's always like such a big part of where everyone congregates, and not having that just threw a really big wrench in our plans. But I think our goal, like I really want to do more like hosting in 2020, like do like board game nights. I even want to do like craft nights because I have so much like art supplies and I'm getting into crafting. Then I'm like, oh, that would be fun. Like to just have people over to like make fun things and have some dessert or something. So I don't know. I think
that's great.
I think it's interesting. Steven heard on a different podcast at some point that like, most introverts like aren't really introverts. They're just, they get exhausted by being around people where they feel like they have to put a front on, and they feel energized by people who they actually want to be around or like enjoy spending
time
with.
Or have the same interests.
Yeah.
So it's more like, relaxing. Yeah.
So I think that was a really interesting revelation of like, oh, it's like, I'm actually not super introverted. It's like, maybe I'm particular. Maybe I just like to be connected with certain people, but then I don't feel introverted when I feel connected to somebody. Like maybe
yes, and so maybe you need to almost know the people before.
Yeah.
Like you can't be energized by a room full of strangers, whereas I could totally be. Like totally. Not even like that's the we just defined the difference between an introvert and an extrovert, I think. I think you're right. I don't think it's strictly related to because
I think it's just for me, it's like I feel more energized talking to people I already know or like deepening a connection. I have a really hard time just like talking to a room full of strangers who I might never, not that I might never see them again, but it's a lot of energy to figure out like who I connect with, I guess. And I guess I value like who I connect with deeper than just like anybody. I just like want to feel aligned with people, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good insight. It's also good, and it's kind of good learning about your own personality. Yeah. One thing that I will say, which I think comes with the differences, experience and age comes into play, is when you were stressed about the weather and the event and worry about that. Like, I think that to me, that's just like you have to live through enough of them to go, okay, and just not be, and just go, it is, because you haven't hosted enough to be relaxed in the, okay, so it rained, now what? We just have to pivot. We have to pivot because you got, and plus, you're both very organized and you're planners. I was always like kind of living a shit show kind of thing. Like, oh, well, drop the lasagna. I got another one in the refrigerator, remember that year when I dropped the lasagna? Oh, yeah. True story, took it out of the oven and the thing took a face plant right onto the floor. And I had made 2 trays. So I actually had a backup lasagna. Like, who has a backup lasagna? Me.
Helen does.
But that's the kind of thing, like even dropping the lasagna, it was stressful, but I was like, good thing I had another one in the refrigerator.
I was going to say, do you have any party hosting
disasters?
Not disasters or stories.
One of my first Thanksgivings that I made a turkey, and I made a fresh turkey by mistake and it was with Dad's family. Cause we always had like one side of the family versus the other side of the family, which is why I appreciate the new Thanksgiving era of like, we can all be together on Thanksgiving, and thank you, Tommy and Jenna. But anyway, I put the turkey in the oven. I didn't know that somehow a fresh turkey either took longer to cook or whatever. There was a backwards thing, which I thought was it would be less time to cook. Anyway, the turkey wasn't cooked all the way. I mean, that was so... And for me, I was like, my mother-in-law, she's going to think I'm a big loser because it was like an early Thanksgiving. And I wanted to, she wasn't really in any kind of way a mean person. She was probably the nicest, most easygoing person ever. She probably would have been like, go get some, order some turkey from friggin' Chick-fil-A or whatever. She would make up, go get some food. She doesn't even care, but because she was so nice about it. But I had my own pressure of like, I'm hosting, I want it to be a certain way. And so it bothered me more than anything. And that part, I remember that being a really rough one for me. And then the years when you guys would be sick with chicken pox and things. And so I'm trying to like make the holidays happy, but everybody's sick and you can't control that. So I've been through all those things. So now when something is like, it's raining, no biggie compared to like dropping the lasagna when you take it out of the oven.
It's true.
We'll get there. I think that, yes. So I think that's part of it. And that's not any kind of way to you guys. It's just because you have a plan and you have an organized plan and you're going to cook a certain way and you want it to be a certain way because you want to have your friends over and make it really nice. So I completely get it. Even though for me, I'm like, what? Don't worry about it. It's just rain. Like, get a tent. You're going to be fine. And so I know I can't, I won't even say that to you. I will just say to you, I'm so sorry. Because I know that feeling of like, damn, you're planning something and it's so I'm not going to be like, it didn't grow legs and walk away type attitude when it comes to that. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
I am sympathetic to like having been there.
Yes.
I try to be, you know.
I know. It was fun having you here. It was fun. I think the thing, like maybe one of the more insightful takeaways for me from the Friendsgiving was like, I feel like, okay, here, okay.
I don't want you trying not to insult me or something.
No, I don't want it to make you like sad, but I feel like it healed me in a way of like, oh, I don't feel
you don't
as
need
pressured
to be home for the holiday.
Yes, like we can have our own holidays here. I almost had this like, oh, like we can do our own holidays here and come visit when it's not the holidays. Yeah. Because it's almost like I'm even thinking when I came in October to visit Holly and have like a fall weekend, it's like I got to spend so much more time with Holly and Tommy and Jenna and you and Dad even that weekend versus like if we just came to visit for Thanksgiving Day or Christmas, you know? So it's like I'd rather almost come on the off periods when it's not the holidays so that it can be like, oh, we're getting to, I liked being able to do day-to-day things with Jenna and Holly and be like, we're going on the walk to the park and we're doing day-to-day versus if we only get to, this is also like if we, you know, like, I don't know what I'm saying, but it was a very like healing experience of like, oh, we have people here that, and we even have met people who are like, oh, we are going to be here for Thanksgiving if you do want to do something. So, that was exciting.
I'm kind of okay with that. But I come from I come from the opposite place of where the holiday was always the obligation and we had to go here and we had to go there and it had to be, and it was at times it was rough because we were trying to go in every direction and make everybody happy. And are we making us happy? I don't even know. You know, we're just running. So that's why we're almost the opposite with you guys. And I'll say to Tommy and Jenna a lot of times, you don't have to come for this day. You can come. And they're like, no, we want to come. And I like that they're close by. So they want to come. Yeah. And it's not because they feel obligated to come. It's like, it's the holidays and this is how they want to spend it. They want to be around family and they live close by to family. So that's important to them. Let me not to insult either of you. Like this is so funny. I don't mind if you don't come home, but I also know like that I don't want it to be that you don't care. So you don't come home. And I know that that's not it.
No,
and it's tough, but because I was the other way grown up, like we have to go even to this day. I know that grandma is like, oh, you're not going to be, at Uncle Artie's for the holidays? No, our holidays are evolving. Like she has had her chickens all lined up in a row, I'm going to say, her ducks in a row of her kids close by for every holiday, way longer than most people ever do.
Yeah.
Way longer. Because typically the family nucleus is change, it evolved. Like then your family and then you end up going and your in-laws become, or you're kind of going. And I think my family was a bit unusual in that it lasted much longer. Mm-hmm. And so that being the first to break that habit becomes a little challenging. And I know that has been, and it still is, because I know that she's like, oh, I guess we're never going to be together for a holiday again. I'm like, well, we can be together another time. It doesn't have to be on the actual holiday.
I think that's the thing. It's like,
we're getting deep now, but you get it.
But it doesn't have to be, I feel like, I'm more of it's like it doesn't have to be around a holiday. Like again, my October trip, I had such more quality time with like Holly and Jenna and
doing
Tommy,
the Halloween shoot,
doing that. Then like I did, I don't, like you can make other special memories that aren't just revolving around like December 25th. So I think that's like the takeaway for me is that any time can be special if you just dedicate the time to it. But I also think
it's funny because when I was even talking to your friend Danielle, I was a little bit talking about this, about how I parent different because of how I was raised. And so I don't have those same expectations. I want you, of course I would love you to be here for the holidays, but it's, you live in California. That's just like not a reality necessarily,
Mm-hmm. Well, we're doing it.
I know. It's good.
It was a big week mentally, emotionally, spiritually, socially, community.
That's good. Good.
And it was really fun. I was glad you were here. glad you got to meet everybody, put a face to the name.
Yeah, that was really good for me because we do talk about them all the time. Like not about them bad, but it's like you mention this person, that person. Now I don't even know. Who they are. I vaguely know.
Yeah, it's more
now
like
I know
when I tell you things. It's like I know everybody in your life when you're like I'm going out to lunch with Megan or this person, and it's like I tell you I'm going out to lunch with Danielle, and you're like who? So now you know.
No, I know. I
almost need to give everyone like a PowerPoint
if you're going out to lunch with Danielle, which I like.
I know. I was just texting her this morning.
Hi, Danielle. I love that. But it's like, it was good for me. I really enjoyed it. I have to tell you, I really did. And it was at first, like I said, I wasn't sure if it was a good thing that I was there, but I was like, and I even said to you, I don't even have to come. Like, I'll go do something else that night. And you're like, no, come, but.
My favorite part about having you here is that you made an apple crumb and that I froze half of it. So I have apple crumb for Thanksgiving.
Hooray.
Yay.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. I know. Right. And I made the famous stuffing and that was fun too.
Good.
Doing this. And then now I know how long it takes me to do too. Cause I said, I think I can accomplish both of these things in 90 minutes. So now I have it locked in because
and
I was
you did.
So
it was right on the dot.
I was right on time. I had them both done. And that included baked. So that's how efficient that was. And now I know how long I need if I was going to bake those two things to go to Tommy's. I'm like, I need 90 minutes to 2 hours at the most and I can get it done. So that was kind of fun. And also doing it in your kitchen and trying to get all, you were,
I know.
You give me all the things and I'm like, all right, I got everything, go. It was fun. It was fun.
It was really fun. I'm glad you're here.
It was fun. And I loved our little shopping, going to the little shops and doing the cool things with I love your sweater. I wish I had my jacket on, my butter leather jacket.
Amazing. We did even though it was raining, we did all the things. I feel very accomplished with the trip.
Yes, it was good. We at least had one breakfast out, one dinner out. We baked, we cooked, we shopped.
We did everything. We just didn't hike.
Guess what? Oh, we didn't hike. What else didn't we do? Come on now. We didn't make content.
Oh my God, we didn't make TikToks.
We didn't make TikToks.
Oh, wow.
Totally fine. We never end up doing it, and it's totally fine. And now I realize it's like our time away is like spending time is not making TikToks, which is totally fine.
Yeah,
totally fine. I made TikToks in the hotel room when I was by myself. I'm like, I'm TikTok. I got all my content done, so I didn't feel any kind of way. It was fun. I can just make some behind the scenes content for you, for your comedy.
Amazing.
And I got to see a show. We didn't even talk about that. I got to see a show in a vintage store. And that was super, super cool. I enjoyed that.
We can debrief that one another time. And but yeah.
Okay.
This is good. This is fun.
Yeah.
A little Friendsgiving debrief.
And now we're going, as this will be launched, I think because then next week will be Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So
happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving. And we're into the holiday season. I used to be like with a form of dread, and now I have a form of joy. And not from last year to this year. People are going to say, oh, because you have a granddaughter. No, just over the past few years, I have felt less pressure about the holidays. And I think it's number one, work is not as crazy as it used to be during the holidays. Number two, living in the city and seeing the twinkling lights all the time and having that energy around that doesn't feel like it has to be attached to a mall, having to shop less than ever before, which is really great. I tend to go out and shop for myself at the holidays, which is really nice. Because I'll be looking around.
The way to do it.
I like this. I like this. I buy myself presents.
Amazing.
Yeah. So here we go. We're kicking off into the holiday season. Yours truly,
Helen and Julie. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving. I think will we have an episode out before Thanksgiving, or is this the last one?
We'll have a re-release on Thanksgiving probably.
Okay, good. So re-release, listen to something that was a throwback, and we'll see you after Thanksgiving. Have a happy everyone.
Bye.